Light flooded my eyes, making me blink at the brightness, and my focus finally coming together on the figure reflecting in the mirror. The figure was once again smiling, but now it wasn't delighted, it was much more sinister. Then the blackness came over me once more. Reality. I had never fainted before, so I don't know if that is what happened or not. All I know is that when I woke up, about 20 minutes had passed, and I felt very weak. The first thought that I remember was hatred for the man that killed Vernon, or Vera as I would come to know her. The hate in his eyes, the rage that emanated, and the lack of empathy for someone so weak. Then another thought flooded in me, and it was pity. How so many lives were ruined by controlling factors that controlled how this man thought and acted. He killed his own son, or daughter for something that didn't hurt anyone. Hunter, judge, jury, and executioner, he made himself because of what? Shame from someone trying to control you. I wept for both of them. No person is an island, and what you do affects so many beyond of your awareness. He killed Vera, he killed himself, the family had to move, and he deprived his other children, and still I wept for them all. I slammed my fist down on the floor very hard, sputtering through tears. Oh, why did this have to happen? Slowly my tears stopped, drying on my face, but still in my heart I wept. I stood, and seeing myself with red eyes, nasal mucus hanging from my nose, and sweat-plastered hair covering one eye, I began to make myself right. The room had changed. Now it wasn't a room, but a death chamber, but knowing the truth I knew I could live here, I had to live here for Vera. I removed the dress and shoes and hanging it in the back of the closet so no one could see, and hiding the shoes not to be found. I took another shower and suddenly I began weep again. I had never cried so much as I did that day. I dressed back in my clothes, and then went and laid down quickly, falling into a troubled sleep. When I opened my eyes, I felt the room shaking, but then just realized it was my mom. "Wake up, honey, we're back, your dad is outside, and wants to show you the new car." I sat up, and she asked me, "Are you okay, James?" I replied I was fine, still trying to chase away the cobwebs. "So he bought a new car? Well, let's go check this out." I feigned happiness. "I don't think I'll ever be an actor," as my mom put her hand on my shoulder, turning me around, asking, "What's wrong, James?" I told her I was very sleepy and tired, and I just woke up. I went out of my room and then downstairs. My mother followed, but first glanced around the room, showing her mother's intuition, knowing there was something that was different. I went outside, and there was Dad, standing right next to a bright red brand new Subaru Crosstrek. It was really too cool. I jumped off the porch and ran over to it, exclaiming, "Wow, you bought this." He asked if I like it, and I replied, like it, are you kidding, it's far out." I didn't see the look when he looked at Mom and mouthed the words, "Far out?" I went around the car and told him it was just too cool. He asked if I wanted to go for a ride, and I asked if we were still going out to eat. He said that we were, and I asked what time. "In about an hour, is that okay?" was his reply. I told him then let's get ready, and we can check it out then. It was really a nice car, but what was putting a damper on the moment was the way that they were looking at me. We all went back inside, and standing in the kitchen I grabbed a bottle of cold water from the fridge, and asked if anyone else wanted one. Dad said that I could get one for him. Mom asked if I was feeling alright, and I said, "Sure Mom, I feel fine." Dad asked if I really liked the car, and I said that I did, I really did, it was too far out. I then asked what time are we were leaving. Mom suggested that we leave in about an hour. That way, in case we had to wait for a table, then we wouldn't be late for the movie. Dad thought that this was a good idea, and then I went back upstairs to start to get ready. The dinner that night was a little bit annoying, with Mom asking if I was feeling alright, if I was okay, or was there something bothering me. I didn't have much of an appetite, so I passed on a big meal, and asked if I could just have a plate of onion rings and steak bites, which was just an appetizer, but more than enough for just one person. I wasn't much interested in the movie, but I went along because my parents always liked the date combo thing, you know, a dinner and a movie. As the evening progressed, I seemed less and less interested in the outing, and by the time we got back I just said goodnight and went to bed. I wasn't aware that Mom was pushing all "there's something wrong" buttons with Dad.